welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be reading some more Pokemon conspiracy theories because I have all my tabs open for my main my anime channel. So I thought, why not just go through a few of them because, yeah. Today we're going to be reading The Dark Secret You Didn't Want to Know About Pokemon. Video games that have allowed us to explore all kinds of crazy alternate realities. World of Warcraft showed us a fantastic land of elves and other elves. Fallout allowed us to explore a post-apocalyptic world full of people who are incredibly easy to impress. But so far, only Pokemon has accurately recreated the experience of being taken for a ride in a big old scam. Now, I'm not talking about the trading card game. You deck jockeys have your own demons to face. I'm talking about the series of games for handheld platforms. For those unfamiliar with Pokélore, each game pretends to tell a simple story. The player character, an ambitious and naive child, is taken in by a kindly professor, most famously Professor Oak, who teaches them how to capture Pokemon in the catalog in the Pokédex, a kind of hitchhiker's guide for grass-dwelling killer monsters. Thus equipped, you set out to quest to catch them, all, hoping in your quest to become the very best like no one ever was. At least that's the scam. The truth, what's happening is that you're just some convenient convenient patsy. Professor Oak, or whatever equivalent to the game offers, is a con artist tricking you into doing the dirty work to his spitefully pixelated hands can stay pristine. Professor Oak, or fucking whoever, really works for Silphco, a power company that they've been harvesting Pokemon for the Cruelly engines, huge infernal generators which power the world at a small price of consuming helpless lives with every beast to capture. Oak has been lying to you since the beginning. The first thing Oak tells you at the beginning that he doesn't remember whether you're a boy or girl. The second thing it says he doesn't remember your name. The common interpretation here is that Oak is just a forgetful old man. But what if there's more than that? What if the truth is that Oak has a dozen of kids just like you lined up in the slot of his scheme? The next thing you know, the next thing is Oak gives you a Pokédex, asking you to fill it up by examining Pokemon, and right then and there is the key. Each time you catch a Pokemon, the Pokédex fills up with Pokéformation about it, including anecdotes it couldn't possibly have gleaned from a quick analysis. It's far more likely that the Pokédex is already full when Oak, or whoever gave it to you, it just already knew everything about every Pokemon. All this machine does is provide you with an incentive to capture tons and tons and tons of Pokemon and send them back to Oak. Non-players may not know this, but you can only carry 6 Pokemon at a time. But you can, whenever you want, email the Pokemon to Oak, as in you literally email them, because Pokemon can be converted to energy sent through underground power lines. Now, why does Oak want your Pokemon? I'll get to that. First, we need to discuss the fact that there is no competition in the Poke economy. As you travel from town to town in your quest to kick ass at animal combat slavery, you might notice that there is only one Pokemon logo, that every shop uses it. According to the Pokélore, there are multiple companies and individual entrepreneurs working at the Pokemon fighting industry. Silphco, the biggest, but then there's Professor Oak, a self-funded researcher, and Kurt, who builds his own Pokeballs in a garage, and so on. But they all use the same logo. They all use the same products. In the world where no industry shares a single logo between competing companies, Sony, Microsoft, and Nintendo don't use a universal video game logo. Acura and Lexus haven't agreed on one car logo. Coke and Pepsi are venomous of that their versions are heavily dyed carbonated syrup and nothing alike. Yet all these Poke companies not only advertise themselves in the same way, but offer literally identical services. If they were separate Pokemon companies, they'd be trying to stand apart in their marketing, but they don't. Because the truth is that they're all working together. They're all one big company, and they're all working to take advantage of you, the patsy. Why? Because Pokemon are a valuable source of energy. In the first generation of Pokemon games, you explore a completely abandoned power plant. It's almost as if some other source of power came into vogue and had quickly to be shut down. In later games, you find out working with the power plants like Montyville Power Plant, which implied to be hydroelectric, though you never see where the power comes from. But it's a newer place, and it's run by Watson, who just so happens to be a Pokemon gym leader. So here's what this means. The world was facing an energy crisis when suddenly someone figured out how to harvest life force and matter into pure energy. The-Insecure-Otaku, which was by the time a failing power company, came up with the plan. They created the Pokeballs, which can capture and store wild animals. Then they created a network of Pokemon centers where Pokemon could be emailed around via underground cables for easy transfer. Then they hired Pokemon like Professor Oak to travel from town to town, encouraging kids to use these Pokeballs to capture wild animals for them. It's a worldwide eradication of animals in order to keep the lights in the human world, and it's all your fault. You may ask, why the secrecy? Well, Pokemon are, for the most part, absolutely adorable. And what Silphco is doing to them is horrifying. They're torturing cute and cuddly animals every day in gigantic machines. There's some Nazi-esque shit right there. So they keep quiet. If the average citizen in this Pokemon universe found out what's going on, there would be a worldwide revolt. So, to cover up the moral void of the plan, they created a culture of Pokemon trainers, Pokemon capturing, and Pokemon battles. They told these kids that being a Pokemon to being a better trainer, meaning own more Pokemon so they could get as many Pokemon per kid as possible. And it doesn't hurt that they're profiting off sales of the Pokeballs as well. They taught these kids to train the Pokemon, make them stronger, because stronger Pokemon can be, fair to assume, be harvested for more energy. Then they told these kids to keep their Pokemon with Professor Oak, or whoever you got them in the first place. Eventually, those kids grow up. They get interested aside from Pokemon, like having sex or watching Veep. They forget about the animals being captured. Those animals sit in their balls hibernating until, what? They burn up? Maybe. We know they can become energy, remember the email thing, and maybe that energy can be burned out. But that is not the case. Then the alternative is far worse. It is also possible these Pokemon generators can only work when the Pokemon are harvesting are enslaved. They are forced to work, exert themselves, and be healed over and over again until the moment bliss of death finally comes. The truth is that from the moment that you email them to Professor Oak, they begin bursting their Pokeasses 24 hours a day in utter agony for the rest of their natural lives, all to keep your consumer electronics buzzing. The worst of all, you're the reason it's happening. You, the trainer, unwittingly betrayed them because of you. The raspy grass of life, your most trusted Bulbasaur, who was spent only that you could enjoy Julie Louise Defease's shenanigans while trying to fuck the cutie from your econ class. Its blood-filled vomit represents your filled Netflix and chill night. Turns out this game is about forcing animals to fight each other for your amusement. Was actually darker than some Michael Vick dog-fighting bullshit. Oh, man. I don't have anything for that. I mean, that's some creepy shit, Whitedale. That's really creepy. So yeah, that's basically it. If you're new to my channel and you love anime as much as I do, be sure to subscribe and give a thumbs up. Also, the bell to my videos, which is every Wednesday. I love you guys. If you love anime as much as I do, give a thumbs up and leave a comment what you want to see next. I love you guys. And I'll see you later. Bye bye.